All right, thank you, Bob. And new on Midday, state troopers are cracking down on speeders and other bad drivers today to remind everyone that even though our 100 deadliest days of summer are done, speeding and reckless driving still an issue in our state. ABC4's Allie Ruling, they're live in Utah County where they're pulling over those drivers. So, Allie, why are troopers doing this now?
Well, Brian, like you said, we're past those 100 deadliest days, but they say speeding and reckless driving is a problem that keeps persisting, especially here in Utah County. I rode along today with a state trooper that was pulling people over, and I can say firsthand it didn't take long to catch bad drivers.
Hi, good morning.
Speeding,
83, 84.
not having a proper license,
But you also need to get a motorcycle license.
crossing the double lines of an HOV lane,
Just you cross the double white lines to go around those two cars.
and not moving over a lane for a trooper.
And I noticed that you could have moved over.
These are a couple ways you can get a ticket, and in the short time we rode with Corporal Tara Wahlberg today, we saw it all.
Speeding is such an everyday occurrence on our roadways, so we'll definitely see quite a few people.
Troopers say Utah County is especially problematic.
Consistent speeding problems, again, both north and southbound, and we're just trying to make sure to slow it down. There's curves in the area, there's hills in the area. It's hard to always see whether there's debris or dangers or hazards out there on the roadway, and it's causing crashes and injuring people.
Wahlberg and I experiencing those hazards firsthand.
I-15.
Troopers say the most common excuse they get is people saying they don't realize how fast they're going, especially in newer cars.
Yes, they are very smooth, as they travel down the road, but that, requires you to be more cognizant of your speed and be more in control of your vehicle.
Or in some cases, not realizing that what you're doing is illegal, like not moving over a lane if you're driving by a trooper in the shoulder.
Usually people are always like, oh, I didn't know that was a law. It's been a law in Utah for 20 years, and it's a law in all 50 states.
But UHP wants to remind people they're not out to get you, but say our roads need to become safer.
We're not in it to write the tickets, we're in it to remind people to slow down and be safe.
And they want to remind you also, it's not just speeding that's the problem. It's things like not wearing your seatbelt or being distracted on your phone that makes the roads a little less safe and makes you a little more likely to get a ticket. Reporting live in Utah County, I'm Allie Ruling, ABC4 News.
Important to remember. Thank you, Allie. Meanwhile, state troopers are also using new video of dangerous drivers to encourage people to slow down. Now, the Utah Highway Patrol says a driver sent them this video showing a white truck cutting straight through several lanes on I-15 to avoid missing an exit. You just saw it right there. Unfortunately, everyone was okay and they moved out of the way to avoid getting hit. But state troopers want to remind drivers to always be aware of your surroundings, and if you miss an exit, just take the next one.
In a South Salt Lake